Today I am making the thunder plate for my friend Armando. The ingredients are grilled chicken, cherry tomatoes, yellow pepper, sweet onions, a little bit of tomato sauce on the top of brown rice. It's been 30 years I know you, and I remember when you first came to the restaurant Eva's, you were working out, and I'm in your home, and it just, inside my head, it's just a beautiful thing, like you achieved a lot in 30 years. So I want to talk a little bit about, how you did it.
Absolutely. And it all comes down to deciding what you want and having a clear vision, as crystal clear as possible of what you want. And I remember back then, my dream at the time was to be an athlete, to be a champion bodybuilder. And I learned so much from that.
You were devoted, I saw in your eyes,
I was so devoted. And I remember back then as a bodybuilder, I used to put pictures of bodybuilders that I aspired to be like at the time up on my wall in my bedroom. And I remember looking and getting inspired by those bodybuilders. And it's important to not only have a clear vision, but also surround yourself with people that support your vision. Once you decide on what it is that you want to accomplish, you gotta stay dedicated. And Rome, like they say, you've heard the old saying, Rome was not built in a day.
Yes.
So you have to plug away every day. And it took me years. I started working out at 17, the age of 17 years old. And I competed from the age of, I think I started competing, I think it was 18 or 19 years old, because I won the Teenage New Jersey at the time. And that's what got me hooked to bodybuilding, because it was something that I knew, unlike team sports, you don't have to rely on somebody else. It's something that you yourself have to make happen. You have to eat right, you have to exercise, you have to train the right way. Everything is up to you to do.
You live and breathe the lifestyle.
Right.
And exactly. I like the idea what you said is like you have bodybuilders you like on your room.
You emulate those bodybuilders.
Before you go to sleep, you visualizing yourself.
100%. And I'm constantly feeding my mind with books. And I'm constantly educating myself. Constantly reminding myself.
You can never stop learning.
And then I put together a book. It's a book on how to become highly effective in every aspect of your life. And it also kind of shows you where I come from and the techniques.
I can't wait to read it.
Okay, you should. It's a great book, and the feedback is tremendous.
I mean, I know you for a long time, and that's what I liked about you. You know what I mean? You never play games or anything like that. You know what I mean? And it shows you what, if you straightforward, the sky is open. There's no limits.
Absolutely.
But what I would like to know, when it was the toughest time you had to overcome? Because we say about champions, right? You got different champions, you get knocked out, but the real champion is the person who will get up and fight back.
There have been so many different setbacks I've had in my life. Yeah, I just had one of the biggest setbacks in my career was COVID.
Yeah, that was...
Because, as you know, I have clubs in 36 cities in America. So when COVID hit, all my clubs were closed. With my new business that I started right after COVID, I saw that a lot of people were complaining about PR firms. Almost everyone you talk to, they tell you they're not happy.
You took a disaster from COVID, and you find a new way how to expand yourself.
Exactly.
So you know what I mean?
So you have to learn to find opportunities. In those moments. I see everything as an opportunity. And you should not view problems as problems, but opportunities.
Yes.
So in order for you to achieve, you need those setbacks, because those setbacks...
You need the pain.
You need the pain. Without the pain, there's no gain. In bodybuilding, Arnold always used to say, no pain, no gain. It's so true in life.
Yeah.
And you can apply that principle to
But I like
life.
how you explained it. So how did you start from one club to have 36 clubs now?
Obviously, I saw that one club was very good, was profitable, and it was a process, and it was a matter of like creating the infrastructure. Because I remember before I met my wife, with only one club, I was going out of my mind. I felt like I was stressed and this and that. So I also learned with her assistance and support, I learned to perceive things in a different way, and I look at things now in a total different way, and you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yes.
And there are so many other people that have assisted me and have been part of my team for years. I have some of my guys that have been working for me for over 20 years, almost 30 years. But it was a process. Embrace what you do. Learn to love what you do. If you don't already love what you do, learn to love it. Because when you love what you do, you automatically become better at it. You can become your best friend, your best supporter, or your worst enemy. And the choices you make pertaining to yourself are going to set the pace for who you become. There's so much more room for growth, no matter where you are.
Armando, thank you for the lesson. It's so good to see you, and it's like I love your house, I love your lifestyle, your mindset.
I appreciate that. And I always felt like when I went to your restaurant, I always felt like you believed in me.
Oh yeah.
And I had a special. It was always like, how many people I told about your restaurant. And I remember people used to see my picture on the wall, and I remember them saying to me, "Oh, I love that place." You always have an open door here.
I appreciate
no
it.
matter what. We'll always be friends because you believed in me when I didn't have anything.
I always say it's like the vision, the will, the passion, and sacrifice.
That's
you
true.
Combine that together,
That's true.
you become the Hulk. And then you can take anything down. Nothing will
become
stop you.
exceptional.
Yeah,
That's true.
and it's like
Yeah.
that's what I saw in you. You know what I mean?
You saw the eye of the tiger, right?
Yes, eye of the tiger. You got it.
And I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. You saw that in me, and that's why we'll be friends for life. I'm gonna have a little bit more.
It tastes like dessert, right?
Yeah. it's delicious.
You know what it is?
It's delicious.
It's
I love
interesting because it's sweet,
It's
but
delicious.
there's no sugar in it.
And for someone like me that really does not eat, you don't really eat foods high in sodium, high in sugars, this actually tastes really, really, really good.